From destroying the evil CEO who stole a kid's hat,
Piotr is the scrawny, slimy, worm beast man creature that stole that hat from the hands of the child next to him,
to roasting the YouTube CEO himself.
In 2022, this goofball proudly posted YouTube's most embarrassing update.
Here are times Penguinz0 destroyed evil CEOs, starting with the most recent case on our list.
Yeah, that's right. I'm yapping about Piotr Szczerek again today. The Polish CEO multimillionaire whose name sounds like a Sith Lord. He has made such a colossal fool of himself that he has torched not only his reputation, but that of his company as well.
Piotr Szczerek is the CEO of Drogbruk, who was caught in 4K snatching a hat intended for a kid during a tennis match. This professional, selfish act of stealing quickly caught the internet's attention and eventually landed him on Charlie's radar.
He's given this kid a life lesson. You thought you were getting a gift? Nope. Sometimes it's not Santa Claus that pays you a visit, it's Krampus. And right now he's coming in the form of a scrawny douchebag CEO named Piotr. You don't get to be top of the food chain, big-time CEO without taking a little candy from some babies. That's exactly what he's doing.
Charlie didn't hold back from roasting him in front of millions, and eventually, the tennis player Kamil Mitrojak visited the boy to gift him a new signed hat, while the internet continued to roast the CEO. Bro swiped that hat like a seagull stealing a French fry. He was so casual doing something so heartless, and then carried on smiling. Yep, he's definitely a CEO. This forced him to make an apology, but nobody was buying it.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought the hat was intended for these meaty claws right here. I didn't realize he was giving it to the kid next to me. I can't imagine anyone will read that and think that he is being honest, because we can clearly see in the video the real story. So I don't think that excuse flies.
However, his company got flooded with negative reviews across all platforms. And according to this comment, his company has lost 15% of its value since this blew up online, and they've taken their entire website offline. But that's nothing compared to the next CEO, who actually ended up in prison for doing the unthinkable.
He committed a series of arson attacks on rival bouncy castle businesses. His name is James Balcom. He looks like a silly character you'd make with the Dark Souls character creator.
He is the CEO of Awesome Party Hire, who became so obsessed with outdoing his competitors that he literally set their businesses on fire.
How far would you go to be the best? He wanted to be the jumping castle god, but unfortunately he flew a little too close to the sun and his wings burned up. Well, not really his wings, he just burned up every business that also sold jumping castles.
He was so set on destroying rival businesses that if one fire caused only minor damage, he commissioned another. In one case, over 110 jumping castles were completely destroyed by fire.
I legitimately feel bad for all of the rival businesses because a few of them lost their entire business to his arson attacks.
One rival business alone suffered damages costing around $1.5 million, but he eventually got caught and faced trial.
He's currently serving an 11-year sentence for all of this, and I just found the whole story so wild. There were very real victims and very real trauma from it, from having their literal place of work be lit on fire and fucking incinerated by this madman, this lunatic.
However, Charlie was kind of soft on him, a favor the next CEO definitely didn't get.
Brandon Howard, CEO of ParchmentPaperdotcom. This stupid douchebag is just doing one of those desperate Hail Mary maneuvers when they have nothing else left and trying their absolute best to save a sinking ship from the holes that they themselves have poked in it.
It all started with one comment left by the CEO of ParchmentPaperdotcom. After a TikTok influencer uploaded a video of her father cooking a meal for her, the CEO jumped into the comment section to share his uninvited opinion.
I posted a video yesterday of my dad cooking for me with these hex-clad pans that we had gotten. There was a comment on there where the person goes, "Must be tough living a life on easy mode." I also didn't think the comment was rude at first, so I responded with, "Lucky to have parents who make it possible." And they responded, "Yeah, we get it. You have no skills and family money."
Charlie didn't agree with him and responded with,
What kind of projection is this? Holy insecurity. What do you mean you have no skills? All she did was show a video of her dad cooking her a good meal. Like, how bitter and miserable can your life possibly be to just see something like that and be like, I gotta give her a piece of my mind?
The influencer, thinking this must have been an employee behind the business account making cyberbullying comments, sent them an email to let them know of this. But then the CEO himself replied to the email. I don't consider stating factual information is cyberbullying, but if you're offended over a comment about having no skill set while getting to frolic through life with family money is bullying, I'd call the cyberbully police, delete the comment, and move along. Cheers.
Brandon, I think the department we need on this case is the cringe police, because Jiminy Christmas, holy cannoli. What facts are we talking about? Her having no skill set? You have no idea who she is. You know nothing about her. All you watched was her get cooked a meal. And honestly, she was like a good Samaritan here, like looking out for your business, thinking that you might have been hacked because of how awful this behavior is and how terrible the look it is for your business. And then you double down and make things significantly worse by being this big loser.
However, the CEO went back to her post and left yet another comment.
Goes back to the page and goes, cyberbullying is even more funny, and the fact that you emailed us to tell us is actually hilarious. Enjoy frolicking through life and leave the rest up to us adults who create actual economic value.
This guy needs to call the wambulance because he can't stop crying about this video of a father making a meal for his daughter. To me, it seems like the person who's really frolicking through life on easy mode is you, who has unlimited time in the day to respond to random people on TikTok and leave comments that just let everyone know that you're an outrageous asshole.
But it didn't end there. As the matter gained more traction online, the CEO attempted to take legal action.
They did send me a legal notice. It came from info@ParchmentPapers.com, and it says that they are really worried about the safety of their team, and if I don't remove the defamatory posts on TikTok, they will be taking legal action.
Still, she was able to figure out that the email was fake and pointed it out.
Did you forget to delete the part where it says like your contact information because you're using a template? And also, what's with the cease and desist? I thought it was CEASE. Who's doing your spell check?
He f***ing left that in. This absolute buffoon. And the goober doesn't even know what a cease and desist is. He did seize and desist. Holy shit.
This only made him look even more like a clown, tossing out fake legal threats.
Another day, another email. This time, you decided to fix the typos. Congratulations. And you also told me you're fixing the typos. Very interesting thing for your legal department to say. Your cease and desist at the bottom, I saw that it said rocketlawyer.com. So of course I had to call them and ask them, is this a real legal document? And they said no immediately, and they said this looks like a phishing scam and you should probably not respond.
Brandon again tries to strike back here, and again looks super dumb for it. But congrats on fixing the typos, idiot.
Brandon, not knowing when to stop, took things even further. A move that would become the worst decision he'd ever made.
Since my initial email to you where I thought your company was hacked, I have not tried to contact you. Your fake legal letters were not working. You thought it would be a smart idea to reach out to my boss at the agency that I work for and ask him to remediate the situation for you. Just because you involved your business by commenting from your business profile does not mean that you get to include my place of work.
Including her place of work made things even worse for Brandon. The backlash grew intense. Negative reviews flooded his company across all platforms, and at one point, his main website was even listed for sale.
Contacting her boss and her place of work to get her in trouble? Pathetic, slimy tactics from an absolute greaseball here. Brandon, this is so sad. This is so embarrassing.
It was beyond embarrassing, but still nothing compared to what happened to the next CEO.
Oh, look at these two.
Andy Byron is a cheater with Coldplay fever. He brought his side chick to the concert and they got put on the jumbotron.
Andy Byron is the CEO of Astronomer, who went viral after being caught cheating on his wife.
This despicable piece of shit is not only cheating on his wife, but he's cheating on his wife with his chief people officer. And this is clearly not some kind of business function here. He is wrapped around her like a cloak, like Doctor Strange's cape.
Their panicked reaction caught the internet's attention, and Penguinz0 took his time tearing into them for everyone to see.
Had these two just played it off as no big deal, like they were dating or together already, I doubt anyone would have known that this was an affair. Their reaction to this was so extreme that everyone could catch a whiff, smell something a little stinky.
Charlie destroyed them, not only for being so shameless, but for doing it in the most public way possible.
This is one of the wackier ways I've seen someone be caught cheating on their wife, and doing it publicly, unashamed, at least unashamed until they got put on the jumbotron, I suppose. Just taking her to a Coldplay concert.
This one incident tanked their reputation, destroyed their marriages, and ended their careers. But at least the company survived. Meanwhile, the next CEO collapsed his entire company.
Artesian Builds really fucked themselves in the ass. They put their own dick in their butt, and now, as of today, they're pretty much no longer a company. They're officially dead and buried.
Noah Katz, the CEO of PC building company Artesian Builds, made the worst mistake of his life during this livestream. When a small streamer won their PC giveaway, he revoked her win, mocking her for being too small to deserve it.
Follower count is extremely flat. Yeah, no, that's a no. Less than 1 follower gained per day. That's gonna be a no from us, dog.
This immediately went viral, with major streamers condemning it. And although Charlie was one of their top partners, he didn't spare them. He roasted Noah for his embarrassing decision.
Not only is it extremely embarrassing and just downright f***ing disgusting, but it's also borderline illegal. You can't just not honor a giveaway for no reason. You can't do that. It's just fucking bad. And that's exactly what he did. He did it in a super condescending and aggressive tone. It really felt like he was personally insulted that the winner of the giveaway wasn't as large as he would have liked.
As the backlash intensified, the CEO posted a series of apology tweets along with a now-deleted apology video, each one worse than the last.
It was more non-apology, and they still never even honored the giveaway. They still never even, tried to, publicly say, we will just give the winner the PC. They just kept trying to push that to the side. So that didn't go over well. And then Noah made an apology video, which was even worse than the other two. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Within weeks, the entire company collapsed. They filed for bankruptcy and lost their business license amid accusations of tax evasion.
He sank the whole company. They speed ran bankruptcy here. The company is, like I said, pretty much officially gone now. And it all stemmed from this. This wasn't just a combination of things. This was solely the CEO making a fucking fool out of himself and his company on this live stream during this giveaway.
And the one thing about these CEOs is that they never admit their faults, just like Sony Pictures CEO, who blamed everything else but himself for the flop of his movies.
Sony Pictures CEO Tony Vinciquerra just being a delusional imbecile. A few days ago, he came out to publicly defend and deflect for the Sony lack of Spider-Man Spider-Verse. These films have not been received well. It's been flopping more than when I take my cock out of my shorts to tinkle. It has been nothing but embarrassing movies that they have produced.
Charlie wasn't just upset about the movies flopping. He was more annoyed that the CEO seemed clueless about why they failed in the first place.
It just showcases that the leadership at these massive companies is so out of touch that it's sickening. The reason they're not performing well should be obvious. Because the movies are bad and it's things nobody wants.
The CEO himself described one of the movies as the worst launch that Sony has had since starting its Marvel franchise. He also said he didn't understand why, because the film was not a bad film.
Tony, come back to reality, man. Not only is it a bad film, but no one wanted to see it in the first place. And it's also a movie about a Spider-Man villain that doesn't have Spider-Man in it. So why are people going to go watch the villain be the hero? It doesn't... Who is this for, Tony? It's not for you because you're not watching it.
Tony resorted to blaming the press, saying, Madam Web underperformed in theaters because the press just crucified it. It was not a bad film.
It's all the press's fault. The press, for some reason, just had it really out for Madam Web and Craven. We created masterpieces, but the press, they crucified it. Brother, you just haven't made anything good. It's also a bad idea that you tried in the first place. Look, man, it didn't work. Move on.
And when you think you've seen it all, enters the CEO of Roblox, who thought integrating adult dating into the game wasn't a horrible idea.
On the list of horrible ideas, this has got to be pretty high up there. That idea is so outlandish, it sounds like a sick joke. Roblox is a game primarily used by children. The overwhelming majority of the player base is kids, toddlers.
Penguinz0 was quick to point out that not only is Roblox primarily made up of kids, but the platform has already seen numerous cases of predators exploiting it.
Given Roblox's history with how many numerous cases there have been of adults preying on children through Roblox, to now try and cater Roblox to be a dating site for adults sounds like a recipe for disaster.
The idea was not well received online, with the overwhelming majority of people against it. But Bouzouki continued to insist on pushing this weird direction.
It's not only weird, it's dangerous. Like, it doesn't make sense why the CEO of Roblox wants this to be some kind of core component to Roblox.
The CEO doubled down. I think a lot of people who are too afraid to go on a real-life date might find it easier to have a virtual date to start, and then if they connect, move to the physical world.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. What are you talking about, man? If there are adults that want to connect and meet a potential partner, there are tons of platforms that offer that right now. It doesn't need to be Roblox. It shouldn't be Roblox. This is a gaming platform that has a majority user base of kids.
He also added, I think of it as a platform to help loneliness and help bring connection.
How the fuck is also getting all of your dating experiences through the Roblox movie theater somehow helping with that loneliness epidemic? It is only exacerbating that issue of keeping you locked indoors away from other human beings.
Bouzouki then claimed these experiences would be age-gated with ID verification, but still, kids could easily bypass it with a parent's ID, leaving them exposed to all the dangers Roblox had made available.
And not only that, all of like the adult games on Roblox, like the spicy content adult games, are 17 plus. No matter how many people were telling them that 17 is still a minor, they planted their fucking feet and refused to budge an inch, and it's only recently that they finally said, okay, 18 plus.
However, he's not the only one, as the CEO of YouTube was the executive who pushed hardest for NFTs to be integrated into the platform.
The fact that he proudly posted about NFTs coming to YouTube and him wanting to be the one to spearhead the operation, that's just such a bad look off rip. Like that, you couldn't have started your reign as CEO in a worse way.
When longtime CEO Susan Wojcicki stepped down and Neal Mohan was announced as her replacement, it immediately raised speculation among creators like Penguinz0, given Mohan's track record of controversial decisions.
The new CEO is Neal Mohan, and Neal Mohan was previously the CPO of YouTube. In 2022, this goofball proudly posted YouTube's most embarrassing update. It was a look at what's coming for the year, but what was really standing out to most people at the time was this ham-fisting of Web3, blockchain, and NFT shit.
Charlie wasn't tearing into the idea for no reason. NFTs at that time had become synonymous with scams.
NFT is one of the yuckiest words in the human language right now. It is an acronym that elicits more pain than CBT, cock and ball torture. And this was during a time where NFT crypto scams were still rampant. It's not like this was before the huge wave of bad actors came in and ruined NFTs.
Adding fuel to the fire, it was also said that Mohan was associated with YouTube's removal of public dislikes, one of the most hated changes in YouTube history.
Another huge problem. That is still one of the worst features, or really removal of a feature, YouTube has ever had, and they still haven't backpedaled on it. I'm not putting this entirely on his shoulders. This was a decision made by a lot of people at the highest level of YouTube, but Neal, as the CPO, would have 100% had a say in it, and it's very possible that he was for the removing of dislikes.
Charlie concluded that Mohan could instantly win goodwill by restoring public dislikes to the platform and even become the best CEO YouTube could have. However, he started his reign in the worst way possible.
You couldn't have started your reign as CEO in a worse way. It would have been better if his fucking nudes leaked. Like, that's so much worse as being the guy trying to bring NFTs to the platform.